Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Shonen and Chill, hosted by Zenrotto and Oceaniz.
Hello, hello, folks. We totally did not just mess up a recording. What are you
Definitely
talking
not our
about?
second draft.
Yes. Uh, we are back, and it has been quite a week over in
Yes,
Japan.
one hell
Um,
of a week to be sure. Not in a good
yes,
way.
not in
Um,
a, not in a good way. We've got the passing of Kazuki Takahashi, author of Yu-Gi-Oh! Tragic and unexpected.
yeah, kind of
And
came out of left field there. Um,
yep,
just a tragic accident.
yep. But it has led to so much love and so much appreciation for the manga and for all of its adjacent like happenings being poured out. You know, it's never nice when someone dies, right? But it does give you a bit of a warm feeling seeing how everyone comes together to celebrate who they were and what they did.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's the least we can do as an audience to someone who's to an artist like that, right? So yeah, rest in peace. Um And then, of course, the other big news from Japan, not quite as manga adjacent, we got Shinzo Abe. Uh, is it appropriate to still call him our ex sponsor?
I don't know.
Oh, the comments will tell us.
Yeah, we'll find out.
Uh, very. What do you even say to that? Like an on film political assassination
Yeah, in 2022, that's pretty crazy.
with a homemade shotgun. Like, and they raided the guy's house, and he had built like a whole
Yeah,
armory.
like a homemade arsenal. Yeah.
He had built a 9 barrel shotgun. How much do you hate a guy?
Yeah, good lord. Like
I did my dues. I ended up reading quite a bit on Abe and his politics, and you know, I guess I can see how he would attract quite a bit of chagrin throughout his life. But 9 barrels, really? That's
yeah,
a
at
little,
some point it becomes cartoonish.
yeah. Um, So yeah, that was a big upset to the Japanese community, and I guess we'll see what that does to the country. Um, but in other news that don't involve people dying, um, Shonen Jump is being restructured. I don't actually know if you've heard about this.
I have not.
Oh, so the entire remember how MHA's editor, which everyone thinks is the mastermind behind ruining the manga,
Yes, the
um,
the insidious schemer who intentionally destroyed the series or something.
yes, Taguchi.
Mm-hmm.
Him leaving was just the first sort of part of a big editorial reshuffling in the Shonen Jump editorial department, and basically every series is getting a new editor now,
Interesting.
and we're also getting a lot of new editor, like brand new people getting into the editing business, and it's also interesting because it has given us some insight into how the editorial department even works because the way it was announced is that they now have new groups. So now we know through Shonen Jump finally letting it slip that the way it works is that you basically have groups of editors grouped into by around 5 or 4 people per group, which all have their own series that they are responsible for, and then you have a group supervisor, a supervising editor who supervises his own series and then has a say in every other series within his group. So we currently have two groups that we know of that are newly formed. We have the Takano group, led by Takano, who's the editor of P6. And then we have the Katayama group, which is the group led by Katayama, who's the editor of Jujutsu Kaisen. Um, and so, while obviously we don't know what that means for the future, it is nonetheless interesting to sort of get an insight like this into the happenings within the industry. Because, I
Yeah,
mean,
it's always cool when you get a little peek behind the curtain.
yeah, exactly. Because Jump isn't exactly open about this. We just hear about it because the people fucking like they tweet about it, and then someone translates and is like, "Oh, so that's how this has worked for 30 years. Interesting." Um, but yeah, so that's also somewhat big. I have seen a lot of sort of industry people talk about it in fairly surprised terms. So I'm assuming this isn't just a routine thing. So who knows? I guess we'll hear more about it in the coming weeks and months.
Yeah, I'm sure there'll be some more talk about it as time goes on. I had not heard anything about that, so that's super interesting.
Yeah, it wasn't like a big, as I said, it's not a big announcement because they don't announce it. It's just individuals letting stuff slip, and then
Mm-hmm.
people within the American and English industry translating and piecing stuff together. Um, but yeah, that's currently what we know. Um, on another news, Ishida, the author of Shojin X and Tokyo Ghoul, has hit up Horikoshi of all people because Hori had like an author comment 2-3 weeks ago saying that he is improving his art by watching Ishida stream, and now Ishida basically texted him saying, "Buddy, let's talk art." And so everyone's like, "Oh boy, are we getting like a collab manga after My Hero?" Which would fucking rock, actually.
Yeah, it's slam a little bit.
Yeah. But that's it. I'm sorry. I just a whole bunch of stuff happened this week, but we're done. We can now
Yes, a
get to the
lot of current
cartoons.
events.
Yes.
Yeah. Now we can get back to the cartoons.
Yes. So what are your top three?
My top three this week. I think my number three was Akane-Banashi.
Mhm.
My number two was Blue Box, and my number one was Jujutsu Kaisen.
Okay, okay. Yeah, my number three was Akane-Banashi as well. My number two was Earthchild. And my number one was the series that gets number one around around these parts.
My number one was, in fact, number one.
Yes.
As is
uh,
tradition.
yes, we have to lean into the stereotype, into the meme. Um so yeah, why don't we get started?
All right, number one, or not number one, but first up on the list is going to be Mashle.
It was all right.
It was
It was
okay,
pretty cool.
yeah. I like that little no-name boy is gonna do things finally.
Mhm.
I question their plan because it's not very good. Because if his power is to switch places with things, why wouldn't they just switch him to the other side of the fence and then have him switch with one of them to
Mhm.
put them in here? Because,
Mhm.
but yeah, he's got to have his moment, I guess. So that's okay.
Yeah, that's true. But I thought the jokes this chapter were pretty good. Like when they're storming the dragons and they just fly past them, no
Yeah,
trouble.
and they don't do anything. Yeah, that was pretty funny.
um but yeah, it was a very typical sort of Mashal funny chapter. Although I did think seeing Finn sort of start getting like motivated by the memory of Mash, that was pretty cool. That was pretty sweet.
Yeah, it was nice. The fight was pretty cool too. I like the speed, and then he switched their places so they ran into each other. Thought
Mm.
that was pretty cool. So hopefully next week, if I don't know if he won the fight, if it's meant to show that way or not, but or if he's gonna keep fighting them next week. I kind of hope this doesn't turn into like a drawn out, protracted thing. But it was pretty neat for
No,
this week.
it definitely looks like they're done. Like the final panel is them on the floor saying "well done." That kind of to me
Yeah, that's what
signals
I got
that we're
too. But
done.
they seemed way too into it, like together when they first got hit. They were like talking casually still. So I was like,
Mhm.
oh, I hope I don't have to read this fight more. But it was pretty good
Mm.
for this week.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, some of the pages looked a little cramped to me. Um, but that's fine. Like it's nowhere near as bad as like say Aliens area.
Yeah, which this week, God, we'll talk about that.
Yes. But yeah, Mashal gets a good out of 10 from me.
Good old out of 10. Yep.
Yep.
So speaking of, the next one up is Aliens area.
I mean, it's kind of more of what we've seen and said before, right?
Yeah,
Like
I
it's
mean it. Aliens area almost feels like it's spinning its wheels a little bit. Like
Mhm.
the main character still does nothing. We're on chapter 6 and he hasn't really done anything. Um, the secondary guy is still doing everything. A lot of the pages are still crazy cramped with panels. Like page 17 is like
Dude, this
it's
the
like
low
10 panels.
the bottom half of page 6. Like look at that.
Yeah,
That's
oh my god. Page
page
7's pretty
6.
rough too.
Yeah, okay, but page 7, I can sort of see what they were going for, but page 6 is like doing the job of 3 pages at once.
Yeah, that's
And it's weird because, yeah, I don't know, but it definitely still suffers from it. I agree. Um, I like how we're getting like a couple of rules now. Like everyone has 3 gadgets or 3 things that they can do. No clue why.
yeah.
Um,
That's just the most you can have. Video game
that's
rules,
the
but it's
rule.
fine. Whatever.
That's the rules. Also the panel of the little girl eating the main guy's head. Uh, it's so goofy. I kind of love it.
While crying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I mean, so far, as you said, it's kind of spinning its wheels. It feels, and this is a bad omen. It feels like Red Hood, where it's like it gets stuck on a small plot point way too early and refuses to move on or do anything interesting with it. It's just
Mm-hmm.
this fight, and we've been on it for like three chapters now out of 6.
Yeah, we're on chapter 6, and this guy. Well, this is his second chapter, but we met the alien princess or whatever in chapter 4.
Yeah.
So 4, 5, and 6 have already been on this point, and we haven't really moved. We've exchanged a
Yeah.
couple of blows. Like
Yeah.
it's not doing it. They got to get moving.
Yes. Um, and yeah, and I think it's because of that that I've so few thoughts on it, right? Like there's just
Well, yeah, because what do
more.
you other than like the art the art's a little cramped up, which is also crazy to me because like how are we accomplishing so little when you're jamming so much into every page? Um, it's hard to have an opinion on it because this week was just this guy and Shiraku like dodge each other a little bit more,
Yeah.
and then
Also,
nothing
yeah,
happened.
looking at page 17 again, I'm pretty sure the author is going for this thing where you have like these quick flashes between characters to sort of show sequential motion or sequential change. Like if you look at how he does, um, like the girl, the main character, the girl, the main character, the main character again, and then you see the girl's like big reaction where she's eating his head. But man, yeah, it just looks like a shelf.
Yeah, well, because again, it looks like he's like paneling it out with the intention that it's based on like an anime storyboard because this is something that you would totally have in like an animated scene. But
Mm-hmm.
when you're trying to fit it all into one page, you just have a bunch of tiny little boxes stacked together. Oh man, it's just really visually unappealing. It doesn't flow well at all.
Yeah, which is a shame. But yeah, I'm already out.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean,
let me
kind
breathe
of little
while
fight happen.
reading.
Yeah, and like the whole reveal of like, aha, all of her family's already dead is like I don't care. I don't care about
Yeah,
that. I don't care about
yeah,
that at all. So we'll see what happens, but taking its time, that's for sure.
yeah. All
All
right,
right.
what's next?
Next up is gonna be Witch Watch.
Reasonably funny,
I thought it
I
was
would say.
pretty. Yeah, by Witch Watch standards, I thought it was pretty cute.
hmm Yeah, I like the framing device of it being sort of almost like an instructional video. And at first, it really does seem like it, but then it's like snack, food eaten between formal meals,
Yeah.
often after 3 p.m.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty funny, and I like the bit at the end where Moy is like only slightly annoyed and Khan's freaking out. And she's like, yeah, I just won't tell them that Khan got like 90% of that anxiety from the pot.
Yeah, that was pretty sweet. Um, but yeah, I mean,
It's a Witch
it's
Watch
kind of
chapter though. So,
yeah, yeah, like it's what we discussed I think last week or the week before, where it's like Witch Watch has really settled into this episodic format, but the problem is that only like half of those episodes, so to speak, are actually good.
Yeah, I mean,
Um,
because like I don't find this chapter to be all that great, but it was passable. And
yeah,
by the recent standards of Witch Watch, passable has become like a great thing, which is not.
mhm,
I don't love that, but is what it
yeah,
is.
yeah. It's a Witch Watch chapter.
Mm-hmm.
It was
Witch
all
Watch out
right.
of 10.
Yeah, I didn't regret reading it out of 10.
Yeah. All right.
All right,
Next up is Undead Unluck.
which was pretty cool.
Pretty cool. Yeah, I'm a sucker for last minute like rescues like that. And we got Billy. Fucking
Yeah,
Billy
Billy's back somehow.
got a new haircut, and he's not burned up anymore.
Yes, and we got his power now, or like one of his powers, on definition, which is it just me, or are you also feeling like that's a bit of a stretch?
Yeah, it's a stretch.
Uh-huh.
It's definitely just slapping un in front of. I mean, I guess because undefined, but like it. Come on.
It's fine. I mean, it's fine. This
Yeah,
shit's
it is what
cool.
it is. It's starting to sound kind of silly.
Mhm. He comes in, dual guns. He's literally spinning revolvers. I'm fine. I'm good. I don't need.
He spins revolvers and then he drops a great one liner with it would be unfair, and it's like, all right, this is
Alright.
this is pretty 80s action movie, and I'm about it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this entire, like, I guess final stretch for Undead Unluck has been just balls to the walls action slash nonsense, and I'm kind of here for it, to be honest, when it's not confusing me. Um, Also, as always, the art just goes so hard.
Yes, it absolutely does.
Um, but besides that, it was really just sort of a tussle chapter. Just everyone throwing hands at everything.
Yeah, which is fine. I mean, I think that's where we've kind of hit that point now in Undead Unluck, where like that's what we've got left. It's
Yeah,
just gonna
no,
be a
100%.
throwdowns for a while now. But Billy versus what is it, Unruin
Yeah,
should be a
Unruin.
pretty good fight.
He's just like, oh, how do you define your ability? Well, too bad. It is now undefined. Just steals his power.
I can now do that, but with my own rules for it.
Yes. um, but also, and this is something I just periodically like to bring up again and again about Undead Unluck is the final like 4 pages are just two double spreads, and anytime this author does that, I'm so impressed.
Yes,
Like,
and their double spreads are always incredible too. They're like always good.
yeah, like it's crazy. There are authors who basically do no double spreads, and then there's this person who just, God, I want to go back and like count how many they have done throughout the entire manga because it feels like there's multiple every chapter. It's so impressive. Um, but yeah, I'm excited to see where this goes. I'm excited to see where they throw the hands next.
Yep, there will be more hands thrown somewhere. We'll see.
Somewhere for sure.
Probably further down that little tunnel there.
Hopefully, that means progress.
Yeah, that's true. All right, next up is the Elusive Samurai.
Which was pretty cool, actually.
Yeah, it was. I enjoyed the reveal. Um, I don't know what the symbolism of the Triforce thing right there is, but um, I thought it was really funny how when he reveals himself, you can see the uncle who always has everything written on his face, and it's got Hojo written on his face. Thought that was pretty funny. Um, I like how we're gonna fight I-Man. Apparently,
Mm-hmm.
he's
Yeah,
on the move.
yeah, I really like this entire sequence, honestly, because it feels so earned because he's done so much to like keep his identity hidden. And then we get like this whole sequence of I-Man trying to like dismiss it. Oh, you're like a lower branch, or like you're a distant cousin. And then as he keeps talking, he keeps realizing, oh shit.
Yeah, he's an actual like genuine heir. Yeah,
Yeah, that was really cool. And I do love the double spread, where it's just everyone being impacted by it.
yeah. The entire fucking army like losing their shit over it.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, I also like I-Man immediately taking it seriously. Who's like, okay, he's dying.
Yeah, I-Man is a pretty good bad guy because he's cartoonish at the good times to be cartoonish, but he also takes his role seriously. So he's not like some kind of mustache twirling schemer. Like he found out that this kid is alive, and he's like, all right, this kid's got to go. I'm going right
Yeah.
now to do it.
Yeah, also, now that you mention it, for a series that has had as many ups and downs as Elusive Samurai, I gotta say the villain gallery has consistently been really good.
It has been, yeah. I really like Ant-Man and of course Ear Guy and Eye
Hi,
Guy.
guy.
Yeah.
And then the evil demon man and the evil demon king that we killed last chapter. Like, yeah, it's all just good shit. It's kind of weird. It just hit me that for a series that I don't think about all that much, it has actually a really solid cast of villains.
Yeah. I mean, I think the cast overall, as far as like the good guys goes, is kind of meh.
Yes.
But the villains go crazy in this for sure.
The best good guy is the guy with the super cute face who wants to murder everyone.
Yes, the like psychopath who has the very normal face.
Yes.
Yes, I love him.
Also, Koro Sensei in the color page.
Yes,
Very
that was
cute.
good. Love to see. That was very nice.
Hmm.
It
But
was also just a really good looking color page in general, even without the fan service.
oh,
Uh,
absolutely, yeah.
just a very pretty color page.
Also,
But yeah, seeing Koro Sensei in there was great.
Koro Sensei about to get eaten.
About to get stabbed by girl party member.
There you go. That's the
Yeah.
immaculate main cast we've talked
Uh huh.
about.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, this was really solid. I really hope that because I'm assuming that I Guy is probably on his way out.
Probably.
Um,
It looks like to me like he's riding into what's going to be their final fight with him.
yes, and honestly, I hope he keeps being cool. Because yeah, as you said, he's been a good villain, and as sad as it is that we didn't get an entire villain group themed after giant body parts,
Oh, I wish we
um,
did.
we got Eye Man and Ear Man, and that was fine. I mean, honest to God, Ear Man is being carried by his design. He's
Yeah,
kind of whatever.
Earman is pretty much just there to look like he does and have ears. Um,
Although, anytime he and Eye Man have combined, that's been really
yes, when they
funny.
like combine together like a mecha, it's fucking great.
Or what was that one chapter where they're interrogating our boy, and Earman has his ear to his chest, and Eyeman is like staring him in the face.
Yeah, like
Oh my god.
damn it, I'm
Or
gonna be really sad when Iman dies.
yeah, we need more fan art of these guys.
The
But yeah,
ultimate duo.
the ultimate sensory type duo. It's like in Naruto, and they're like, "Oh, he's a sensory type ninja," but instead of having special chakra, they just have huge ears.
Just gigantic ears.
Use your sensory type jutsu on a boss, and she just unfolds her ears.
Oh god.
We need fan art of that too. With massive ears.
Yes, please. Ino and Sakura's eye guy and ear guy.
Yes. No, you know what? Anyone who can draw me and Zen as ear guy and eye guy. You can choose which one of us gets to be which. If you actually do that, God, that'd be so fucking cool. But yeah, Elusive Samurai was really good this week.
Yes, it was.
Um,
Quality stuff.
quality. What's next?
Next up on the list, Sakamoto Days.
This was a very Sakamoto Days chapter.
It sure was.
Yeah,
It was
just
Sakamoto
action.
as hell.
Just people throwing hands and everything else at
Yep.
each other.
I don't understand how he has a fight scene in essentially every chapter, and it's always creative and fun.
Yeah, I guess it's just that he actively chooses to have these fights happen in different locations and under like it almost feels like with every fight he chooses like a gimmick to center it around, Oh, you're fighting a guy in a VR suit. Oh, you're fighting on a plane. Oh, you're fighting on a highway and through like highway bridges and things like that. And I think that just makes it interesting. Or if you think about oh, you're fighting dudes in like a school, but you're also hiding as a woman. Like it's always just interesting stuff that makes it more than just people throwing hands in front of a green screen,
Mm-hmm.
like certain other series tend to do sometimes. Um, and I think it really is that use of the environment and that use of situation that makes Sakamoto stand out so much because obviously the choreography. of the fights is great, but I think it wouldn't work if they were again just fighting in that desert every Dragon Ball fight takes place in.
Right.
That one desert outside of Capsule City.
Yeah, the nobody ever comes here, so it's okay if we blow it up desert.
Yes, even though pretty much four fights in, they already could destroy the entire planet if they miss aim a single attack.
Yep. But that desert's
They
very
don't.
durable.
That is true. That desert is the shell of the earth, armor plating. Um, but yeah, no, this was really really solid. I like the woman's entrance, just smashing the car and just like, why did you leave me?
Yeah. And then she's fighting with like a buzzsaw.
On a string.
Yeah. Oh man. Sakamoto is
Also,
always like more or less combat.
mhm.
And a lot of the time we say, "Oh, it was a combat chapter, so there's nothing to talk about." But it's crazy how much there is to talk about when in a Sakamoto combat chapter. Like I loved the whole exchange in the beginning, like where he pulls the guy out of the car with the hammer, and then he holds him up on the outside of the car and rams the car into the other one that's attacking him.
Yeah, which is also just an insane like sequence of events.
I know it's fucking wild.
Um, but yeah, no, it's super interesting to see these maneuvers, and also now that we've met another like elder of the JAA, because every time they show like these old men, they're always fucking insane.
Yeah, the old men are always like unreal, like the dude who's hacking the building apart before.
Yeah, well, it is as they say, beware of the old man in the business where men die young.
That's true.
So I'm interested to see how he factors into this. Also, this is the first chapter in a hot minute with zero Sakamoto in it,
Yeah, it's been a long time.
which is cool. I like how this series can stand on its own legs without having to entirely rely on the main character, despite the main character's name being in the title.
I know. You'd think of a series like that, it would be they'd be hard pressed not to do it, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it was good stuff.
Good stuff, yeah. Sakamoto is raw as fuck out of 10.
It really is every time.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so it looks like we're in top 3 territory now.
All right.
So the first one is going to be Akane-Banashi.
All right. This was really cool.
Yeah, it was really good. I like the backstory of her a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Um, totally threw me for a loop with what her performance was going to be. That it was coincidentally the performance that got her dad kicked out.
Mm-hmm.
Thought that was very cool. Um, the hustle and grind panel is really funny, and
That's actually one of the funniest panels I've ever
yeah,
seen.
it's really funny. Um, and I kind of I like her a lot more now because they played her as very like catty and bitchy in the past.
Mhm.
But I like that a lot of her motivation is just proving herself capable beyond what people say about her. It was very nice.
Yeah, and I especially liked the detail that her choice of performance was not, as I thought, or last week, specifically to spite Akane.
Yeah, it just
Um,
was coincidental.
yeah, and I really like that because, as you said, it sort of almost throws you for a loop because you expect her to be catty, you expect her to be, calculative and bitchy, but really her rivalry, so to speak, with Akane is a non sequitur. She has her own dreams, and her actions are defined by those dreams and not by wanting to ruin Akane's performance.
Right.
Um, and I think that really, really got me. Just the fact that the series, like, ha, you thought, but actually, she's nice. She's just she's just stuck with having weird fans who only like her for her looks. Also, the fucking panel, I want to give her more of my money to support her. That's VTuber talk.
Yeah, it is. It is.
But it's cool. I'm very happy to see that a series that is about Rakugo of all things is actually for shaping up to be this good. I'm
Yeah,
really, really
Rakugo
happy.
is a weird subject that I didn't even know was a thing until the series came out. But it's really good. It's really good. It feel not to invoke the they who shall not be named, but it really manages to do just as good a job as Act Age did of like putting these real world consequences behind people's actions and why they do the things they do. Where not everything is, oh, this character is the rival, so now everything they do is going to be about tearing the other person down. It's like, no, they just kind of had a catty moment, and she's doing this for herself because she's an actual functioning person with dreams and aspirations and stuff. So,
Yeah, exactly.
good stuff.
Uh, Yeah, and I also like how the series is now handling Rakugo as a topic, where it's much less about showing us the performances beat for beat, and it's more just about describing their approaches and thought process, which I think really works well for, us foreign idiots who would just kind of want to see what they think instead of wanting to sit through 5 pages of actual Rakugo.
Yeah, the way they handle it now is a lot better than the way they handled it back in the beginning, where there was
Yeah,
so much time dedicated to the performance on page that was kind of eh. But the way they do it now is phenomenal.
yeah, especially sort of in the context of this like tournament arc where we're essentially seeing every contestant be like a different approach to Rakugo, which makes me very excited to see if and when Akane is gonna get a panel like that, like a double spread where it's like, oh, this is theatrical Rakugo, this is modern Rakugo, and then hers is gonna be, I don't know, Akane Rakugo.
Well, did they say that she basically like performs classically?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if
Yeah,
maybe they'll. I don't know anything about Rakugo, so I can't say. But I I am looking forward to when she gets her shine moment. I kind of hope it's happening here soon.
yeah. Now the question is, I just thought of something. In the last chapter, where it was about the other guy, um, we got to see the judge's criticism and feedback in the same chapter as the performance, whereas here we don't. Here it's cliffhangered off.
Yes,
Does that make you nervous?
a little.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but only because I think they built it up with the whole like, this is the performance that got the dad suspended.
Mm-hmm.
Because that was obviously a very impactful moment for Akane, so it sets it up that way. But it was also the judge who did it, so
Mm-hmm.
there's a little bit of nervousness as far as that goes. But I don't know. We'll have to see.
Yeah, for sure. But for now, Akane-Banashi is real solid.
Really good, yeah, phenomenal out of 10. So next on the list is gonna be Earthchild.
I really like this chapter. I think while it does very much lean into the whole thing that this is actually this like Earth girl is actually a real being, which does hurt me a little bit. The fucking sequence where he's like pulling himself back together and then he says that he's not doing this out of love or kindness, but out of rage towards anyone who'd hurt my loved ones. It's so unabashedly like shonen, but recontextualized as a powerless normie dad. And I just
Yeah,
kind of love
just like
that.
a dad doing it.
Yeah.
Man, we can't go one chapter without a money shot of the girl, can we?
Yes, but I don't mind. You see, this time it was the other end that was being money
That's
shotted,
true.
so
It's,
so it's fine.
we're breaking new ground.
And I mean, it is genuinely a very sweet panel.
It is. It is. It's just you could have.
Well,
Did you need
well,
it?
I don't know because here's the thing, and this is massive weirdo energy. I'm really sorry about that, but I'm gonna talk about the logistics of constructing a panel like this because if you're gonna have like a frontal view of her being hugged from behind by her husband, where would you want to put his arms in a way that doesn't accentuate her chest?
Both around her waist, I guess.
But then you have sort of then you get sort of what's happening with his lower arm, right? Where it sort of accentuates the
Well, the
curve.
the lower arm would be lower, but also you wouldn't literally be framing them between. He almost looks like he's squishing them between his forearms.
What a king.
I almost died. Hang on a minute.
I need a second. I need to come back to life. It's
Oh my
fine.
god.
If you are the sweetest and one of the most heartwarming series in Jump right now, you get to be a little horny as a treat.
You've earned it.
Yes. But yeah, I really like this chapter. Like the panel where he talks about his rage is straight up raw.
Yes, it
Which
is.
is
It's one of the coolest things the series has ever done.
which is so funny considering he's just a fucking office worker.
And I
Who
really
just
like the sequence too where he is literally like a skeleton hand clawing out of the grave
Mm-hmm.
and then slowly like his skin and stuff pulls back over the skeleton. It's a cool fucking
Mm-hmm.
sequence.
Absolutely. Like that stuff is so cool. Which is also again why, as long as the series doesn't explicitly make it a real thing, I will choose to believe that this is in his head.
Yeah, I really hope that we're not about to make the Earth like the villain. It's gonna be the big bad trying to kill Carrie or something.
They come back to Earth, and Reisuke is like, "All right, we have to blow up the planet."
We have to kill the Earth.
Like Reisuke, what are you saying? We have to destroy the core. Kareri has already said yes. We have to drill down into the Earth.
To drill into the Earth and use telekinesis to destroy the core.
We're going to drill a hole and then throw Mamoru into it. He's gonna explode the Earth out of stress. I swear it works. The Earth told me.
The little girl that is the Earth told me.
Yes. I will say her explanation of like the dark future ahead, where they're like, oh, there'll be two factions, one following Kareri and one following Mamoru, and they will have them fight each other. I'm like, are you sure that that's what's going to happen? I feel like it wouldn't be that easy to pit those two against each
No.
other.
Also, the part where it's like, yeah, and then they'll kill you and cut your body up so that they can use your body parts to make them stronger. It's like, well, it's not his physical body that makes them stronger.
Yeah, that was a little odd.
It's their emotional connection to one another. So I don't think that like going up to Carrie and putting like his severed ear on her back is gonna power her up.
Yeah, but again, shit like that is why I choose to believe that this is just him having a internal sort of thing where like he's visualizing the Earth as this uncaring, kind of stupid force that is trying to tear his family apart. Again, I am probably wrong because I do think that this is too specific of a thing to be just in his head.
Yeah,
But
it's very detailed.
yeah, but as long as they don't outright have the Earth Girl, as long as Kareri isn't like what you met her, I'll choose to believe.
Oh God, could you imagine next chapter if he's like, when I was dying, I had these crazy visions, and she's like, "Oh, you talked to her too?" I'm like, "Oh no,
And
oh
then he's an
no,
Earthchild as well, like a hidden one.
oh no." I still
Uh,
think it's really funny that that character told us that there were once Earthchild T Rexes with
yes,
telekinesis.
that was actually really funny. Oh, can you imagine like a T-Rex with telekinesis? Is that what the T in T-Rex stands for?
Telekinetic Rex.
Yes. That, that sounds like the subtitle for like a Power Rangers or Transformers TV show.
Yes, it does.
Transformers Telekinetic Rex this Sunday on Cartoon Network.
I'd watch that.
I would too. Are you kidding me? Telekinetic Rex.
Yeah, I'd watch the shit out of Telekinetic Rex.
Make it happen. Someone call Gendy Tarkovsky. He's doing primal. He already has the T-Rex.
We've got everything we need already.
The
Make it
stars are
happen.
aligning. It's a sign. Okay.
All right.
Moving on,
Yes. The next one up is Blue Box.
which was very sweet.
It was. Boy, Taiki, you're really in over your head, my guy.
Isn't he just?
He sure is. The fucking he got 2 different reaction panels to seeing her in that Snow White outfit.
Mm-hmm.
My man is struggling. He's not
Yes.
doing well.
My man is discovering that he is a human being made out of flesh, bones, and a lot of conflicting hormones.
Yes. Uh she's stressing as well. Um Tried to play it off really hard.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's like this other friend that's like scoping it out for, oh man, I'm stressed. I'm real stressed.
I mean, honestly, the best way to describe this chapter is that one panel. It feels like something will happen at the culture festival. Oh, really?
Yeah, you don't say.
Yeah.
You don't fucking say.
I feel like every school festival, be it in fiction and in real life, has shit happen at it.
Also, did you notice that when Shinatsu asks him out, she misses her shot?
Oh, yeah, she does.
Yeah, they
That's
make a
cool.
point of the shot not going in.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know what that means, but
Maybe
it
she's
worries me as well.
maybe she's more nervous than she lets on.
Yeah, maybe.
Or do you think it's the author trying to tell us, don't get your hopes up, fellas?
With this series, I never get my hopes up anymore. I've learned.
Everyone's miserable all the
Everyone's
time.
just sad all the time.
It's okay. I actually I read all of Shuzo Oshimi's work the other month. And ever since then, Blue Box feels euphoric by comparison.
That's fair.
Have you read any of his stuff?
I have not.
Dear God, man. If you ever wanted to like be genuinely afraid of women, that's a great place to start.
Well, okay. I haven't wanted to be, but
Well, if you ever do, Oshimi has you covered.
you heard it here first, folks.
Yeah, it comes in all flavors. Do you want to be afraid of your school friend? Do you want to be afraid of your mom? Do you want to be afraid of vampires? Everything.
He's got you covered.
Yeah, and then there's the times where he's like, what if your best guy friend was suddenly trans and also really hot? Like, how do you deal with that? And the answer is always, dude, just go with the flow. Like, you don't have to be straight.
Yeah,
You don't
it's
have to
fine.
be anything. Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine. It's a construct anyway.
Yeah. No, actually, Oshimi is really cool at how he handles topics like those. Where the takeaway is more often than not, it's, hey, look, if you feel attracted to someone and they feel attracted to you and you are, of consenting age, uh, who cares? Like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't make you any less of a person or man or woman or anything for how you feel. And I find that so cool to find in manga of all things.
Yeah, if anywhere for it to be in a manga, that's pretty surprising.
Yeah. I mean, Oshimi also has a lot of panels of people jacking off, so I don't know
Wow.
if that offsets
All right.
it.
Yeah, that does kind of balance it out, I guess.
Yeah, he has like an entire sub manga in one of his mangas in the volumes where that is entirely dedicated to him discussing, as in the author, how he discovered jacking off. It's great.
Sounds like something.
Hey, that's what you get when you decide to read all of an author's works for no reason.
Including the Jack Off Handbook.
Dude, every one of his series is the jack off handbook, one way or another. This is not Blue Box. I'm sorry, I keep derailing conversations. I will keep my mouth shut about the jack off handbook. I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, Blue Box was stressful out of 10. Something's going to
Yes.
happen at the Culture Festival out of 10.
Yes, something indeed. Um,
So that puts us into Jujutsu Kaisen territory.
which is finally back. It was only a week, but
Only a
still.
week, but finally is still appropriate, yeah.
Yeah. Um, wow. That was not how I expected the fight to end.
No, me either. I did not expect it to end with a weird tentative team up.
Hmm.
I love Tiny Panda.
Yes. Very cute.
Tiny emergency backup body panda, I guess.
He just regenerated, don't worry about it.
He does the little fence hop from the season 1 opening.
Oh, he does?
Yeah, he does. He like leaps over the little fence somewhere. Page 8.
8. Let me check. Oh yeah, he does.
Yeah.
Wow, that's really tiny.
It's funny.
Uh Also, Hakari is certified one of the best characters the series has produced.
Yeah, it's really hard to
What
hate
a
on Hikari.
king.
Dude's a beast.
The page where he beats Kashimo, where he just comes out of nowhere and slaps him.
Yeah, just cracks him across the face with a
Uh
bloody stump for an arm.
yeah, this entire chapter was just Hakari goodness. Where he talks to Charles and he's like, "I'll read your manga," and he's like, "I'm not published," and then he beats him up for it.
Yeah. I also really like the panel where Charles says, "You don't need to tell me any speech about life because I've learned everything that matters from manga."
Us, bro.
It really is. That's the theme of our show.
Uh, I'm sorry that I am a criminal, but Deku would forgive me, and so should you.
Oh my god, that's the single worst thing that I've ever read on the internet.
I will keep bringing it up. It's so funny.
It's really funny, but also like Jesus Christ. Imagine being wasn't that like a straight up groomer? Like
Yes, that was a pedophile. That was
yeah.
not even a groomer.
Yeah, okay, so it was an
Um,
active pedophile. Okay.
yes.
And he was like, "Yeah, in hindsight I've done bad things, but I think Deku would be okay with it."
But the absolute best part of that whole ordeal was that Deku went trending, and then the Shonen Jump account was like, "Deku is trending. Tell us your favorite thing about
Yeah.
Deku." And then they had to delete.
They had to delete it when they figured out what was going on.
I love the Shonen Jump media intern. Whoever it is, they are so good.
Struggling on a daily basis.
Do you remember that one time they randomly went off on someone in the comments where like someone was like, "Oh, I'm not gonna pay for for the Shonen Jump app. I'll just read the manga see." And then the official account replies, "It's not our problem. Your broke ass doesn't know how to support the people you supposedly love. Good job for not doing the bare minimum,"
I love that.
which they also had to delete. And
Oh man.
I'm pretty sure whoever was in control of the account back then was probably fired for that.
Probably.
Yeah,
John
I love
Shonen
it.
Jump didn't like that, but
I
oh,
love it when like media interns for like big companies just go
they
off.
snap. Yeah, they finally
Yeah.
had enough.
Do you know that KFC tweet where it's like Mother Mercy, whenever I see Big Bird, my mouth starts a watering and my hand starts a hankering.
The best and worst things of all time has got to be giving Twitter to companies.
Yeah, like on one hand, it's awful and cringe, but sometimes you get these wonderful moments where the curtain just falls and it's just unhinged nonsense. Um, this is not Jujutsu Kaisen.
No, it's not. But you know, it was a
It's
worthwhile segment.
it's adjacent.
Yeah. Momo's back, and she's got a little cape.
Excellent.
And on page 13, she just looks like she's wearing Yuta's outfit.
She does, doesn't she?
Yeah. Maki's back, and she looks fucking unhinged, and I'm here for it.
Yes, the double spread and like reintroducing her,
Yes,
super cool.
fucking amazing. She
She turned into what? A monster.
looks fucking absolutely unhinged. Noritoshi Kamo is back for reasons no one can explain. He's just here, looking gruff. Man lost his hair, lost his bow and arrow. Had to
The
go to
most
Walmart and get a new one.
the most divorced looking 17-year-old.
Yeah, this dude seriously looks like she took the kids.
Yeah.
Um, yeah.
But it seems like we're getting a Kamo Maki team up, which is random.
It not only is it random, but boy, does that team feel a little lopsided, doesn't it?
I guess.
You got the Toji tier Maki, and then like the guy who at full power could kind of scratch uh fucking shit. Why can't I remember that? Oh my god, why can't I remember its name? Hanami?
Uh
The
Hanami, yes.
Hanami, yeah.
Hanami.
Could barely scratch Hanami a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
It's just funny to me that Kamo is back after introducing Choso, who's basically just Kamo plus 10 in every
Yeah.
way.
Yeah, he's just better Kamo.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I like that we get a very simple but comprehensive breakdown of what their plan actually is. Because I feel like it's been said over so many different panels and chapters that it's good to have it condensed like that.
Yeah, have like an actual kind of summary that makes it a little bit more clear.
Mm-hmm. Also, um, Higuruma's picture on that plan, he looks like a fucking caveman. He looks so
Yeah,
funny on
he
there.
does. He looks very funny.
um, but yeah, it's crazy to think that we're only done with like the first phase of the calling games,
Yeah,
really.
like the initial plan.
Mm-hmm. And now we're gonna get into the meat of it. Like that's kind of crazy. I wonder how long the calling games are gonna be, and how long we can keep this energy up. Because so far I haven't been bored, but there's definitely been a couple of fights now where I was like, can we change scene and do something else?
Yeah, like
What?
I feel like Hikari and Kashima was getting to that point for me where I was like, all right, if there's another couple chapters of this, I might start getting really worn down. Um,
Yes.
I really want to
Also,
see Maki rip this big ass worm coming out of the sky apart.
yes, and also I want to see what Kashimo's curse technique is. The
The
fucking
blood shit.
well, no, the thing where he says he can only use it once.
Oh, why did I think Kamo when you said Kashimo? Yeah, I really want to
No,
see that. Um, I was like, I wanted to use it on Sukuna, damn it. And so Hikari's like, yeah, okay, we'll
also,
just we'll make that happen for you.
yeah, what's Hakari's plan? He's like, okay, Yuji, I need you to to let Sukuna control you because I promised this guy to allow him to fight Sukuna at full power to the death. Like, what? What are
Yeah,
the
I don't
chances
know.
of Yuji saying yes?
I don't know. Um, I saw like a neat theory on Twitter that it seems like that might end up being like a weird conflict with Yuta as well, because Yuji made Yuta promise that if Sukuna ever got out, that Yuta would step in. Um, so that could be a thing. I don't know, but yeah, Hikari's plan seems like it's not that much of a plan.
I was like, oh, what happened to your arm? Don't worry, I'll fix it later. Okay, very
Yeah, I'm
confident.
guessing that means get Yuta to heal it.
Oh yeah, of course, he would be used to dealing with Yuta's reverse cursed energy.
Yeah, I mean, I guess they can't go back to the healer at the school because they can't leave. Um, but he could feasibly get it healed.
Mhm.
I also like Kashimo's confusion at the notion that Hikari is Sukuna's upperclassman.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm gonna like Kashimo as a team player if he really does stick around. Which also that's so crazy because we thought Higuruma was gonna stick around. We thought the Joker guy was gonna stick around. But then
Yeah, and they both bounced immediately.
yeah, and the one guy who becomes part of the team is the last guy I would have thought.
The one that everyone thought was going to be like the mini big bad of the arc.
Yeah, that's actually really cool. I do like that. Also, just a quick mention. I really like how how Hakari won, where it's like, oh yeah, I just made a binding vow to like use the cursed energy that usually protects my arm to protect the rest of my body, feels very Hunter x Hunter. Like very much
Yes, it
feels like
does. Very like Nen manipulation kind of shit.
yeah, isn't it that literally what Gon does against Genthru in Greed what is it? Is it Greed
Greed
Island?
Island.
Yeah.
I don't really remember Greed Island. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Okay.
I
But I
mean, it's
feel
kind of
like
similar to what he does when he goes into grown-up mode, where he's
oh
like, "I
that's
want to
true, yeah.
get all of my power right now," and then explode.
Yeah, and also I really like how this fight gave us basically an entire fight just to show how much you can do with cursed energy if you have like special characteristics to it, like you know, Kashimo with his cursed energy, which just so happens to have the properties of electricity. And so he doesn't actually need a cursed technique.
Yeah,
Or
because
doesn't need to
literally
use
all he
it.
did was just emit cursed energy, which is crazy.
Mm-hmm. God, yeah, this fight was so raw. I'm glad it's over, but it was so raw.
Yeah, it was really good, but it had definitely hit that sweet spot where it's like this is the time to cut
Mm-hmm.
it off.
Absolutely. So yeah, Jujutsu Kaisen was rawness and swag out of 10.
Absolutely, as always, really excited to see Maki fight again.
Oh, 100%. I need her to beat those mucky mouse allegations.
Oh, Jesus.
Um, but okay, is that it?
I think so. I think that's an episode in the books.
All right, fellas, be ready for tomorrow because Chainsaw Man is back.
Yeah. Oh my God, we're gonna have an episode of the show with Chainsaw Man back.
Yeah. Um, besides that, I think there's nothing else special happen. I mean, Chainsaw Man is special enough.
Yeah, Chainsaw Man's more than special enough. Damn, I'm excited.
Absolutely. Yes. And yeah, that's it for me, I guess.
Yeah. Then we will see you guys next time.
All right. Take care, folks.